Thank you for tuning in and welcome to another edition of Jbthementor. And in this episode, we're going to talk about co-parenting during the holidays and how do we get through a stressful time like this. So I will provide tips and strategies. So stay tuned. So before we get started, please hit that like button, that subscribe button, and that bell for future notifications when I air new content. Tip number 5. So tip number 5 is probably the basic, the number one thing that you must do. When you're co-parenting, it's all about compromise, compromise, compromise. Negotiations must take place. Where will the children be? Who they're going to stay with? How much time? All these little nuances like that. And if you don't understand that compromising, not to have an individual win, but to win in the sense, what is the best thing for your children? So if you're always thinking about how we're going to put this together and piece this thing together and come out with a situation that's going to lead to their mental happiness, their emotional happiness, and just happiness overall. That's what compromise is about. It's about finding a medium that speaks to what the kids need, but also a situation that you can both be happy with and spend and balance an equal amount of time with these children that you love so much. So, tip number 4, the next strategy is reflection. I want you to think about what it was like during the holidays when you were young, when you had to be with your mother, your dad, your grandparents, uncles, nephews, cousins, and you did different things and you had memories that you yourself right now hold on to because they're there. They created a certain atmosphere for you. So when you're thinking about what it will actually take to pull this together, reflect on what that was like, and that can be your compass for you moving forward with taking care of your children and coming up with the right solution. So tip number 3 is all about modeling love. Modeling the behavior that you want your kids to have during the season. But it's not just during the season, it's throughout the whole entire year. But it's important this time of the year because the young ones, the children, they understand that you guys are going through negotiations on their behalf. And so they're paying attention to you more so right now in this moment than they do the rest of the time of the year. So you have to make sure that they don't feel like your ex is the enemy. The ex should feel like a partner. The ex should feel like somebody that's working in the interest of the children and that you always want to win for them. Number 2, after you decided all of the detail and you worked everything out and it looks good on paper and you're going to move forward with this plan, make sure that just before you close the deal, you sit down with the children and you incorporate them and you make them stakeholders in the holiday plans, because that will give them 100% buy-in and they won't feel like they're being pulled this way or they pulled that way, and it'll feel like a family unit because it is a new dynamic and it is a new family arrangement. And like anything, when you come up with plans, all of the key stakeholders have to see the plan and approve it. So make sure the children are invested just before you close the deal, and then this way you won't have too many disappointments or things that will derail your plan. Last tip, it is the anchor of everything. The kids win today, the kids win tomorrow, the kids win in the future, the kids win always. That everything that you did is about the children. And if you ever get unfocused or off track, all you have to do is think about how much happiness and joy do you want your children to have? Because at the end of the day, they didn't decide these new arrangements. They didn't decide these new conditions. The two of you did. So if you put them first and foremost, you'll always come up with a winning strategy that feels like love. And so that's what it's all about. It's all about love. And how do you get to love? You get to love with making sure that the kids win. So parents, if you're co-parenting and you're not thinking about the children winning, then you don't have a strategy or a recipe that's gonna work. So as I wrap up this episode of Jbthementor, remember co-parenting can be a stressful time at this particular time of the year during the holiday season, but it can be a winnable situation. And if those children come first, there's nothing under the stars that you can't do. I'm a co-parent myself, and I decided when we were gonna dissolve our relationship that we would move forward. We're best friends. And with being best friends, we always think about the children coming first. So don't just be co-parents, be masters at being co-parents. And I guarantee you, you'll create a universe that is awesome for the children and the whole new family dynamics that you have. I always say, love yourself, love your community, be the change that you want to see, and enjoy these holidays. And love those children with all your heart and soul, because at the end of the day, that's what it's all about, providing a situation for them that feels like love. Remember, they win today, tomorrow, in the future, and forever.